For our next affiliate interview, it is my absolute pleasure to speak to Wayne, who is the owner of Bingo affiliate site howaboutingo.com and has been writing about Bingo for many years now. Hi, Wayne. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me on.
Firstly, can you tell our audience a bit more about you, your journey in the gambling industry, and how did How About Bingo come to life?
So I got started in the industry by accident, as a lot of us do, back in 2006. I was kind of fresh out of uni, looking for work, applied for a job it was just advertised, website administrator. And then when I found out about it, we're a bingo company, we're a bingo affiliate. So this was the company that went on to become Which Bingo Limited. At that time, they needed someone to look after the free bingo website. So I came in and did that for the first 7 years or so. So that was anything that you can think of that would need to be done on a real bingo site, but on a free bingo site. So coming up with the promotions, doing the emails.
Wow,
we had
amazing.
a chat team, so we had to organize the chat team. We had to develop the game, improve the software, everything. It was very interesting. We even did meets with players, went to Blackpool and met players and all kinds of stuff. It was really fun. And it was a great experience for me because it really sort of like I really enjoyed bingo and the people that were playing it, and it was a lot of fun. But from there, obviously the company owned other bingo sites, affiliate sites, most notably Which Bingo. So eventually I moved up the ladder internally, and I was overseeing all the sites that they had, including free bingo. But they sold that and concentrated on Which, and that was where the last few years before I started my own business, we were going strength to strength with Which Bingo, making it, the number one affiliate in the space. And eventually that got the attention of XL Media, who bought the site, but they didn't want to keep us on. They didn't want any of the staff. So at that point, I was faced with, okay, what am I going to do? So I decided that I was going to launch as a consultant, and I eventually went to work for the new owners of Which Bingo for a couple of years, advising them on the site and helping them out with some of the big ticket items like the awards and the annual report and stuff like that. But eventually I grew frustrated of not being in control. You know what I mean? I used to like, when you've got when you're in control, so I want to do this, and eventually you usually can do it. But when you're working for someone else, you can only say, here's what I think you should do. And they might say, oh, thanks, but we're not going to do that. So I think I just got a bit tired of a lot of the stuff I wanted to do on Which Bingo, they didn't want to do, or they wouldn't let me do, or it was a bit slow to do, or it wasn't as good enough as I wanted it to be. And I thought, you know what, I can do, why don't I just do this myself? So I decided to step away from those guys and try building my own site. So, I did one or two other things in between. I did launch a casino white label at one point, which lasted a year. And that didn't go too well, but I didn't get burned from it. I experienced quite a few things, but it was interesting nonetheless.
Interesting experience for sure.
Yeah, and I also launched a sort of a website called bingodata.co.uk, which was a B2B thing. So it just I've got this partner, and he built this tool for me that will visit bingo sites every hour and scrape some information from the lobbies, namely how many players are in each of the bingo rooms. And I've been tracking that for the last 15 months or so. So
wow, you've been keeping busy.
Yeah, definitely keeping busy. So occasionally I'm picking up work here and there, consultancy with some of the operators.
Great.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you of all verticals, why do you choose bingo? But it sounds like, well, it was an opportunity when you were like first starting, like fresh out of uni, and you just stuck with it.
I saw that. Why did you choose bingo? No, bingo chose me.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Great.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes feel that bingo is a bit underrated? As in the gaming industry, people often focus on sports betting or talk about online casino as a whole. I don't hear much about like bingo in the industry talks.
It definitely is, but I like that, and I think people who are in the bingo industry probably like that because it means there's less attention and less competition coming in for it. But certainly there's a lot of money in bingo to be made if you can get to the top.
Yeah, of course.
top of the game. That's where I'm a long way off from the top just now.
But you get there, like I'm sure
Well,
you will. Now, you launched howaboutbinco.com during the pandemic. Was that more challenging as a lot of people realized the potential of online gambling and tried to get a piece of it? Or was it easier to launch an affiliate site then because there was like so much demand from players?
First answer is no, it was definitely not easier because I've got 3 kids and the youngest is 2 and the oldest is 9. So to have them at home while I'm trying to work and my wife's trying to work and they need homeschooling and the baby's barging into the office demanding to go on the trampoline every 5 minutes, it was an absolute nightmare. But certainly the demand for bingo from players definitely increased. By this time I was well underway with my bingo data tool, and I could see from there the player numbers at the sites all went up across the board during that first lockdown. So there was definitely a demand, but it was definitely not easy trying to launch a site during a pandemic just because of the family at home. If we didn't have the kids, it would have been incredible. We had so much done, but it certainly really slowed me down. I had plans that I would launch by like July. I started working on it in March. I thought this will take me 3 months to get this ready, and it was not till December that I actually went live with the website.
Well, important thing is that you launched it, and
yes,
it's going well. Now, How About Bingo is certainly not your average affiliate site. It's very different. It's centered around you as well, and you do a lot of video content. How hard was it to come up with a concept for your brand?
Well, I'd actually thought of the name years ago. I think I might have even bought the URL in advance, thinking, I might do this one day because my surname is How. How about Bingo? Play off that a little bit. But the concept essentially was I didn't want to be the same cookie cutter, template that you see at other affiliate sites. I mean, I know quite a lot of people who own bingo affiliate sites. And a lot of them just use the same WordPress layout, and from one site to the other, they almost look identical, but they work. It's easy for these guys who are so good on WordPress to just make a site in a few weeks, get it and get it ranking. But from a user perspective, I didn't want to do that. I wanted my brand to stand out a little bit, and I thought, what could I do? Well, there were 1 or 2 sites that I've seen in the casino space where there was a person. I think there was Live Casino Compare I saw, and he did videos, and it was like, hey, I'm this casino guy, I play casino, and I thought that resonated with me. And I thought, well, there's nobody doing that in bingo. How about I put myself forward as the bingo person? So that's why I went with that. And I thought, if this fails, but I've put my face out there so much that at least I'll be more recognized in the industry, and I can put myself forward as an industry expert, and it may lead to other opportunities working with operators and stuff, which it already has. So it is paying off.
Now, you already briefly mentioned that you do a lot of videos. I've seen you have a video podcast where you speak to people from the bingo vertical, and you upload the other videos where people can see you playing bingo games. Why? Well, you sort of already told us why did you decide to do it, but don't you feel like you end up doing a lot of extra work compared to most affiliates that just run a comparison website?
Yeah, it is. To do video content, it is a lot of extra work, and I've certainly sped up, and I've experimented a lot, and now it doesn't actually take me too long to do a video. What takes a lot of time is if you've got to edit it heavily afterwards and then uploading it to the various platforms and stuff like that. But no, I wanted this to be video because I've always championed video previously at Which Bingo. We had a guy in called Roger Knowles who's now doing live streams for Buzz Bingo. He did video content for us, and it just helped Which Bingo stand out. And I thought, well, I definitely want to do that. And I knew that sort of SEO wise, it can help having a mixed video content on your website as well as just normal text and stuff like that. So all those things, I wanted to do it, but it's been very difficult. I mean, my original plan was that I would upload everything to YouTube, and just before the site launched, all the videos were in YouTube. But the state of the industry was, well, you have to age gate all the videos now. you know,
Okay.
as part of the license conditions. But okay, I will do that. So I set all the videos to 18 only on YouTube. And on the website, you could still see the videos, the thumbnails were still there. But when you press play, it then asks you to log in. So that was fine. But then just like a week before I launched, YouTube changed something, and it meant any age gate video now, you wouldn't even see the thumbnail on your site. So all of a sudden, all the videos on my site were just a black box that said watch on YouTube everywhere. It just ruined the site, just looked horrendous. I was like, oh my God. So I had to sort of like really think quickly and try other alternatives to YouTube, which cost money. And I'm still experimenting with them. It was very tricky. And then even on YouTube, some operators like won't let you put videos of them on there at all. So there's one high profile that kind of like wanted me to age gate the entire channel. And apparently you can't age gate the entire channel unless you're a super YouTube partner, mega spend mega with them. So that's like, I've just got to not do it at all. So it's some days it's kind of like, oh, why am I doing this video stuff? But other days you do get a lot of people who go, hey, I saw the video that you did the other day, and I watched this. You never actually know who's watching. And I have had one or two opportunities come my way consultancy wise that started off with, hey Wayne, I saw this video you did over here. Hey, how about you can help me out with this? So
absolutely, I think it's a fantastic idea. And also, like, even when I saw your website and your videos, I'm like, I don't think I've seen anyone do like videos about bingo. I've seen casino streamers, like people playing slots, but no one about bingo. I'm like, that's a great idea. It's very different. Do you think more affiliates will stop producing video content? Do you think this is the future, or is it too much work to do?
For bingo, I don't think so. The problem with bingo is it's not very sexy. It's to watch someone play a bingo game can be quite boring if you were just to show it from start to finish, because they can be quite long. Whereas if it's slots or casino, it's happening really fast. So I've always got to try and find ways of editing the videos so there's at least something interesting happening, or I'll cut away, to the point where I'm about to win or I have won. But certainly, I'm not the first person to do videos for bingo, and I won't be the last. But I hope nobody puts as much effort into their videos as I'm doing. A lot of them are just just screen grabs of the websites of the games, and they're not very good. But sometimes the quality of the video doesn't even matter for Google. It does frustrate me sometimes when I put a lot of time and effort into a certain video, and then somebody who's just knocked up a video in 5 minutes is ranking higher than me for it. But that's the battle we have to have with Google every day.
Well, speaking of Google, because they change the algorithm all the time, how hard is it to stay on top of SEO trends? How do you manage to keep up?
Well, to be fair, because I'm relatively new to this, I'm still, I've given myself 1 year to 2 years to sort of get the site, it's really established. So I'm still in that early phase where I'm not monitoring the stats too much, other than what traffic is coming in and from where. But I did recently, a month or so ago, one of the operators buzzed me and said, hey, I see your rankings are going up. It's really impressive. I was like, what? What are you about? And then he shared with me some data from Ahrefs, and lo and behold, like the rankings for stuff was shooting up quite high, but not to page 1 yet. So because it wasn't on page 1, I wasn't getting loads of traffic. I wasn't really noticing. So now I'm on Ahrefs, and I'm keeping a bit more of a closer eye on it. So things are looking.
I think your rankings must be really good, because this is how I found you, from Google. Like, obviously I wouldn't go to page 10 of the search, so there you go.
I think it's one of the advantages of being a one-man band is speed. So a lot of the time something happens, I go right, and I get up on the website that day. Sometimes I might even have a video that day, and I can be ranking number 1 for something for a few days before then which bingo write about it, or someone else writes about it, and all of a sudden push down, and it's kind of but sometimes I am staying there on page 1 for, which is a good thing.
You work with quite a few operators. Is it difficult to maintain all those relationships?
No, I think I'm too small at the moment for them to be too worried about me. In terms of delivering affiliates, I mean, I already had a good relationship with a lot of people anyway from my time at Which Bingo. So I kind of helped the affiliate sales team at XL Media for the last 6 or 8 months that I was working there. So I had connections with affiliate managers. Prior to that, I always organised the Which Bingo Awards. So that was involving even higher up than affiliate managers, bingo managers, MDs and stuff would attend. So there's a lot of people that I knew. And when I did come to launch, I said, hey, I'm launching an affiliate. Can you get me on your affiliate scheme? So a lot of them did fast track me on there. Yeah, I know Wayne, I'll get him on. Whereas others who didn't know me, it's quite hard to get signed up. But yeah, I am delivering some players to some sites, but it's very, very small at the moment. So the biggest thing is just trying to say to people, this is a long game. Okay, I'm not delivering players to you right now, but a year from now, hopefully I will. So just leave me on the program there, and you don't have to pay much attention to me maybe till next year.
Of course. Would you ever consider also working in other verticals like lottery or sports betting, or really interested in those?
Well, like I said, I did dabble in casino for the white label just because it seemed relatively easy to do. Come up with a brand and pay somebody some money to make you a casino, and it did okay at first. But to help with that, I did do a slots version of How About Bingo. It was called How About Slots, and I was putting slot reviews on there. But I found I could not keep up with the number of slot games that were coming out. Like it felt like 5 or 6 new games every single week. And in the end, I thought this is actually too much. And there's so much competition out there for slots and casino. I thought, you know what, I should really stick to what I know, which is bingo.
I think that's a clever strategy.
I gave those 2 up and concentrated on bingo, and I think that's it was the right thing to do. Although slots, anytime I have done a little bit of slots content on How About Bingo, and it always gets a lot of interest. And I wanted to start when I first launched the brand. I said this is going to be bingo. It's going to be bingo only. And yeah, anytime I do anything remotely related in slots, the traffic goes up and people are really interested in it. And I'm like, right, okay, how do I need to get slots somehow on the site in the future without it being what I think a lot of bingo affiliates now. It's almost more slots and casino than bingo these days.
That's very interesting, actually. Okay, I have one last question for you. What is in store for you and How About Bingo for the rest of this year? I know you're still at growth stage.
Yeah. Well, for me, there's no pressure. I'm putting no pressure on myself as to when this is going to really take off. It's almost a side project without it being a side project some days. So when I first started off this, it was the only thing I was working on, and I had a bit of money to keep me going. So I can go a whole year without making any money, and I'll keep working on it. But I have to be realistic, and I need money to pay the bills. So I am picking up work with operators, doing some consultancy here, doing some marketing there. I manage one operator's Facebook page. Stuff like that. Yeah, just little side projects to give me, a bit of money. So that does take up some of my time. So How About Bingo, some weeks becomes a side project, other weeks it becomes the main project. But all that's important to me is that I'm happy at home. I've got a good work-life balance. I get to see the kids and the wife and my friends and all that kind of stuff. And right now, this does. And I'm hoping that a year or 2 from now, How About Bingo has taken off in the rankings so that it then earns me my primary money there, and then I might ditch the other projects and just work solely on How About Bingo and try and scale it from there. So
I'm sure that will happen. Absolutely sure, and really all the best. And I'll definitely keep in touch with you, because I'm going to want to catch up in a few months, see how things are going. Then you're going to say, I'm sure you're just going to say, oh, my rankings have gone like crazy. I hope you say that then.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
So to anyone watching, make sure you check howaboutbingo.com and Wayne's videos, because I think they're really great. There's a lot you can learn from them. Thanks again, Wayne, for joining me, and I'll speak to you again very soon.
Thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.